What's poppin' YouTube? I'm gonna do a real quick reaction to this about David's release date. So I'm gonna play the video, tell me what you guys think. Comment below. Let's get into it.
Wondering just what it was that a private investigator named Steve Fisher found inside David's home when he was given access last October.
This is big. This is big because it was always a question of whether or not they were real.
On June 23rd, 2026, famous singer David had a court hearing for a bond release till his trial begins. This resulted in David reacting emotionally inside of the courtroom because the news read, new paperwork submitted in the David case to have singer David released from jail on house arrest with a pending trial delay. It's alleged that David's jail conditions aren't normal. And
God damn. House arrest? They must not got good evidence on this dude, man. This case is not solid. I don't think so, man. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
his safety is a concern. Investigators believe he may not even make it to trial, resulting in the prosecutors telling the judge this man cannot be allowed home for one specific reason, which relates to his social media activity when Celeste was found in his Tesla. According to David's YouTube account's watch history, the day Celeste was found, David was watching videos like National Missing Children in Virginia to even how to delete Instagram chats from both sides, making it appear as if he was trying to cover his tracks knowing he was about to...
Yeah, he messed up on that one. He's a sneaky motherfucker, but it's not 100%. He didn't clean up all his tracks.
Be investigated. However, investigators claim that this shouldn't affect him receiving a bond due to what is happening to him inside a jail. Right now, David has been transferred to his third cell block. Every time he goes to a new block, it is standard protocol that other inmates will ask to see your paperwork to see if the block will accept you. His official charges are 1 M charge for financial gain, M charge to prevent testimony, M charge by lying in wait, use of a strong object for what he did to Celeste in the aftermath, meaning he's not going to be accepted anywhere.
First of all, we suspected that David would be charged with after that was what he was arrested for, and in other court documents that came out a couple months ago, we know that he was being investigated for murder. But first-degree murder with special circumstances, lying in wait to murdering a witness as part of an investigation, murdering for financial gain, and now facing the possibility of the death penalty, even though it's my understanding there is a moratorium in California. That is a huge deal.
This has been more than enough to have David dealt with while on the inside of jail. As of this moment, he's being held in one of the USA's worst jails. It was announced David has been transferred to the Men's Central Jail in LA County. It's been reported that he's in solitary as he is a public figure, making many believe his...
Yeah, pretty much all public figures, they usually go to solitary. They ain't gotta put them in the general pop.
Celebrity status will save him, but it won't. One viral reply from a former inmate read, even with David being placed in solitary confinement, he will still get his 1 hour erect time per day. The other PC inmates will confront him and deal with him due to the charges against him. There's no way of staying safe in there after committing the crimes that he did, which is when something crazy would happen inside of the courtroom. Investigators would then start relating David's situation to YNW Mellies, who is also being treated very unfairly in jail and not even...
Oh man, YNW Million's case needs to be studied, man, because dude's been in jail since way back, since before I bought my house. And I bought my house like 5 years ago, so dude's been in jail since then. It's ridiculous.
Even being treated like a human.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
Lawyers would then reveal the never before heard things happening to David in jail, and you're not gonna believe this. It reads, David is being held in a segregated single cell with no TV, no visitors, and limited time outside. He also has no money and...
It's probably better for him to be in solitary confinement. He don't want to be out in general pop.
his jail account, according to TMZ. This means that he has no commissary money, so he's only eating the food that they provide, which I doubt he's even eating. However, the main concern about his situation is the jail door. While inmates cannot physically get David, a former inmate of this men's central jail explained what they are doing to him instead, because this would happen a lot at this specific location.
How are defenders and treated in prison? They got treated bad. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even think nothing about that. I just know that it was like every 15 to 20 minutes that went past, guys was going past this one cell. And it'd be like, there's 3 of them. One of them would grab the cell door and then I'd be on this side like this, and then the other 2 would be on this side. So the one, and they did this like every 20 to 30 minutes, every like clockwork. And this one yanked the door open, and the other 2 on this side had cups full of and boo boo. So when he yanked the door open, they just throw the cups of boo boo in there on him, and then both close the door, lock it on him. You know, so that was crazy. But and then some.
That's kind of true. I used to work in a prison. The inmates do stuff like that.
Some was getting jumped on, some was getting slapped, extorted, some was getting having to do favors.
Inmates are using the slots in the jail door where the officers hand food trays through to throw things at David, and it is not nice things at all. When this was revealed in court, it actually took the judge by surprise, allegedly. However, the prosecutors noticed that, so they would give reasons why David shouldn't be trusted on a house arrest, beginning with the evidence file saying, defendant used an item towards her multiple times and stood by while she passed. I had to be careful with my words, but this means there is a witness who can testify that David stood there and decided to not try to save her, regretting his in-the-moment decision.
Defendants multiple times and stood by while she out. How did they know that?
How do they know that he stood there? Because, look, I got to tell you, as an old investigator, you know where I get that kind of information from? It's not from the perpetrator. To say someone stands there and watches an individual out, that comes from a witness.
They would then reveal, quote, new evidence was found relating to Celeste telling David she was going to tell on him to police days before she passed, revealing what David's motive was to go and commit the crime.
They're saying that the Celeste girl, maybe she was already talking to the cops, like, yeah, this creep is, you know, he on me. Now, granted, who knows if David was trying to leave her or whatever the case is, but look like she would also try to threaten David with that, to say, yo, you know, I'm about to go tell on you, right? Which already you should know, he should have knew that he's doing something wrong. Well, I mean, he should have knew of GP, like, she's teen gang, but she would, allegedly, according to this complaint,
like, dude should know that shit was gonna backfire him. Once that girl brought that stuff up, it was a wrap, you know. He was probably thinking that the girl is thinking this, everything's normal and stuff, and then once he heard that, he started freaking out.
She had threatened that, yo, you know, I could ruin your music career or something like that.
This resulted in a fan reaction reading, I just want to say good luck to David going back to his cell block at jail after this court hearing. Once inmates hear this, he's gonna be cooked. As with both sides sharing evidence why David should be let free on house arrest and why he shouldn't, it raised a major issue inside of the courtroom, so the judge would want more details. Prosecutors revealed that David is labeled as a high security inmate. He is being held in one of the worst sides of the jail due to his charges, with the details of his living every day reading, David's current jail conditions is being held in a segregated single cell, escorted from his cell to shower, which he is allowed every other day, only allowed to make phone calls on the days that he showers. He gets 3 hours of recreation time with fresh air per week, no access to a TV, he cannot have visitors at this time, reportedly has no money on his books right now. One law enforcement source described the facility as dirty, smelly, and wild, which is a completely different lifestyle than the regular $1 million LA lifestyle he's used to living. His arrest poster would then be brought up in the argument because according to it, David's listed at 5'5", 125 pounds. This is extremely undersized when going to lockup, where you will be targeted for the crime.
I mean, dude's he's a small build. He was small from the get-go, so hopefully he's doing some push-ups in there, doing something, man.
crimes that you committed, no matter what cell block you're in. And it's not like David's gonna grow any muscle while on the inside either. With no money on his books, he's eating the worst meals you can think of. At his current jail, their dinner 6 days a week is macaroni and beef dinner, 1 apple, 8 ounces of milk, and for dessert is a peanut butter granola bar, where sources online that have stayed at this jail say none of the food is ever fully cooked, meaning David is likely not even eating it. It would be this moment inside of the courtroom where many believe David's lawyers were just about to get him released from jail. This was until the prosecutors revealed a never before seen evidence file trying to stop it from happening, resulting in the judge needing a few days to make his decision. You tell me what you would decide after hearing it all, starting with what was found on David's iPhone, where messages between the two were arguing that Celeste wanted more of a relationship and to be treated better or else she was gonna go to police. The relationship lasted for quite a while because they would read in the file, throughout 2024, Celeste spent a significant amount of time with the defendant, including summer weekends at his home in the Hollywood Hills, traveling with him to Las Vegas, London, and Texas to meet his family.
So, it is unclear how much David's parents or brother knew about his interactions with Celeste and if they were aware of how she was. But what we do know is that the family was ordered to come to LA and testify, seemingly in front of a grand jury as prosecutors worked to build a case against him.
Yeah, the family should have been cared about this girl from the beginning, and now it's like, now it's got media attention. I don't want to, tell me what you guys think. Like and subscribe, comment below. Let me know. I'll keep you guys updated on this case. Peace out.